Right. Now, on to our fourth mom and daughter duo. Myla Rosales is a graduate of business management at the Assumption College. She is the founder and sole owner of Wiggle and Giggle event stylist for 15 years. She is an event stylist, balloonist, costume maker since 2007 and had done thousands of children and adults' costumes, formal wears for different institutions like schools, companies, hospitals, and so on. She had designed and styled hundreds of themed children's parties, weddings, graduation balls, proms, company parties, baptismal parties, and many more. In 2019, she put up Mylar Catering, it's a food catering business, and has tied up with a Wiggle and Giggle event stylist. She is currently the Vice President for Sales and Marketing of Maguiam Logistics Supply Incorporated, a family owned trading and logistic company which specializes in import, export, and leasing of warehouses. She is a mother of two and a wife to Martin Enrique Rosales, a director for a big American IT company. Margot Larissa C. Rosales, her daughter, fondly called as Margie, just graduated a few days ago from senior high school at the Parif Woodrow School. She will be taking a pre-med course soon, and Margie took up STEM and graduated with honors. A tennis player who has been competing for national age group tennis tournaments and has ranked number 18 for girls 16 and under last 2019 before the pandemic started. She was a school tennis varsity since grade 4 and she graduated and was awarded as one of Woodrow's tennis team captains. At the age of 11, Margie was one of the self-taught youngest and professional pastry cake chef. She has baked hundreds of cakes and thousands of pastries at a very young age. And she is a very young entrepreneur who has been earning because of baking. Now, Margie also plays a guitar. She loves playing K pop songs, just like me. Her best feat as a musician so far is that she recently contributed for her high school batch graduation song. Margie is versatile. She is well rounded and a very talented young lady. She can sing, dance, and paint. And she can do hosting as well, debate, and public speaking too. Ladies and gentlemen, our fourth mom and daughter duo, Myla and Margie Rosales.
Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction, and thank you so much for having us here today. Once again, my name is Margot, and right beside me is my beautiful mother, known by everyone as Myla, but to me, she is known as my best friend. I think, having a friend, a best friend to be more specific, is one of the most beautiful relationships a human being can ever have. And the fact that my mom, the first person I see as soon as I step out of my room in the morning, and the last person I see right before falling asleep is my best friend, is one of the greatest gifts God has ever showered me with. Since she is my best friend, since you are my best friend, Ma, it is easy for me to talk to you about anything, whether it's related to school, friends, or guys. Whenever I have kwento, I always just end up messaging you in Viber, and you know that. And at 1 in the morning, I just send you a random food craving of mine, and if I'm lucky enough, I get to eat it the next day. It's really great having a best friend who lives under the same roof as me. You are literally by my side all the time, even right now for this event. And I cannot express through words how much sacrifices you have made to help me grow as the person I am today. For everyone watching, I grew up to be a student athlete, and this really requires a lot of discipline, time, and just work in general. Many do acknowledge the difficulty of being a student athlete, but some seldom forget to also acknowledge the work parents put alongside. Ever since the age of 5, both of my parents have been paying for my trainings and all the gears I have to use. And let me tell you, it's not that cheap. And not only do they have to pay for my training fees, but They also have to drive me to training almost every single day. During my elementary and high school life, it was usually my mom who picked me up from school to go straight to training. My school usually ended around 3:50 and my training always started at 4. So for sure you can imagine how much stress there is for her to bring me to the tennis courts on time. I couldn't drive yet back then, so this responsibility to bring me to the courts weighed a lot on her shoulders. And as someone who can already drive right now, I can guarantee it is not easy to drive, especially when you're in a rush. Not only does she have to drive me there, but she also has to wait in the very hot, humid tennis courts for hours every single day, whether it's for training or for tournaments. It's almost as if she's an athlete too, because both of us end up coming home very, very, very sweaty. Aside from her being an athlete, my mom is actually a woman of many talents. My mom is very well rounded. Of course, not many of you know her personally or even have seen her face until today, but I feel like this is a great opportunity for me to show off how amazing my mom is. Firstly, my mom is actually a professional singer. I mean, she's not signed with any agencies, but to me, she is a famous singer within the Rosales household. I would have asked her to show a sample right now, but once she starts singing, it won't stop. So I'll spare all of you from that. And, aside from that, my mom is very, very artistic. She is a very creative woman. In fact, she is usually the one helping me design the cakes I bake. Actually, I'm really glad that her artistic side is seen through the form of events. She is an event stylist, as mentioned a while ago, and she has planned and designed so many events. It's crazy. I can't even keep track of how many events she has done already. As a daughter of an event stylist, I feel like every day is my birthday. If I don't wake up to my mom nagging about waking me up, I usually wake up to the sounds of balloon being pumped or popping. Anyways, my mom is also a really, really great cook. She is a self taught chef, and her dishes improve every single meal. She is always cooking for my family, even when there's no special occasion. My mom really loves making every moment a special memory. And to us, to my family, food is something we will never forget. So she has created different food from different cuisines like Thai, Indian, Filipino, Korean, Japanese food, and so much more. And she also wakes up as early as 3 just to cook for us, just so we won't skip any meals. Clearly being a mother is not a simple task, and she has many admirable traits that I hope my future children can also look up to when I talk about everything my mom has done for the family and for me. I don't think I've really specifically mentioned things that I really admire her for, so I will now. And one thing I really admire her for is her spiritual side. She is always encouraging us to pray, go to confession, and go to Mass. She is always the one making the effort to wake everyone up to bring us to Mass and to pray the Rosary every morning in our family Zoom call. I also really admire her kind heart. Whenever she helps someone out, she never boasts about it or tells people about the good deed she has done. She helps everyone and anyone she can purely out of the kindness in her heart without asking any recognition for it. She's always telling us when you help, it should always be among ourselves and God. And this is one out of the many things I really love about my mom. I also really love how she encourages me with everything I do. She's always supporting me with my hobbies like singing, which is honestly something I'm not the best at. But aside from singing, my mom has exposed me to many other activities growing up aside from tennis. And sometimes I personally do get anxious showing other people these talents that I have. But my mom has always been there by my side to help me step out of my comfort zone. She always tells me, kaya mo yan, Margs, or kung kaya ng iba, kaya mo yan. And I really like that about her because it's not every day you hear someone cheering for you, even for the little things. She has always made it clear to me that she's always by my side to support me, and I'm glad to have the Myla Rosales as my mother and my number one fan. Also, while we're on the topic of mothers, I also really want to acknowledge the other women who have been by my side since day one. So, first and foremost, that is my lolas, Lola A and Lola Jotoy. Both of my lolas have always told me stories about their past and these experiences of theirs that made them my role models as well. They have gone through so much and they have made it this far, and I'm really, really glad to be called their apo, their favorite apo. Also, fun fact, I got into baking and cooking because of my lolas. I actually used to watch both of them prepare the meals, and wow, even though I know how to bake and cook, it will never top whatever they make. My Lola A, she makes the best chocolate cake, and my Lola Jota makes the best machado. And also, I had machado yesterday, and it was really yummy. My Lola really makes amazing machado. Right, mom. Aside from my lolas, I also really want to acknowledge my yayas, my two beautiful yayas, Yaya Mai and Yaya Arlene. Yaya Mai has been with us for 22 years, and Yaya Arlene has been with us for 19 years. I wasn't even born yet when both of them came, but even though we're not blood related, I could really feel their unconditional love, which is why I always try to give back to them by making them libre in McDonald's when my parents are not home. And also, they're also going to be my maid of honors in the future, and I'm very set with that decision. Yeah. So, all these women who have been by my side have inspired me and continue to inspire me to be the woman I am today. And I am very, very proud to have been, to have grown to be surrounded by these specific people. And I could not ask for anyone better. Although I did not mention all the other women who have played a big role in my life, I am sincerely grateful for them. But to the first woman I have ever laid my eyes on, my mom, you are and forever will be my number one best friend. And thank you for giving me the chance to live in the same timeline as you and grow as the cuter version as you of you. And thank you once again for having us here today. And thank you for giving me an opportunity to publicly talk about how proud I am to have been very lucky to be with these women growing up.